What's good, YouTube? It's your boy 2K the God, my man Sess. Welcome to the Gods of Boxing Talk. Now we got another special guest. It's my man Vince. He's got a nice group on Facebook. I'm gonna post the face group up. He's over the phone. So we're gonna talk about Mr. Amir Khan. It's a whole lot of bullshit with Amir Khan. I mean, we're talking about all the way back from 2011. See, a lot of people, you know, who really have just put their focus on Amir Khan recently, they talk about how he's been chasing Floyd, you know, for the last 2 years. He's been chasing Pat for the last 2 years. In fucking reality, Amir Khan has been chasing Floyd since fucking November 2011. And that's just what I remember personally, you know what I'm saying? And I'm getting that off of, you know, the Manny Pacquiao versus Juan Manuel Marquez, the third fight. I had watched a Sky Sports broadcast where Amir Khan was one of the commentators. And during that fight, he's commentating and he's just consistently and continually talking about Floyd fucking Mayweather. How he wants to fight Floyd, how Floyd has never seen a style like his, how he will bring a different dynamic into the ring in that fight that will possibly beat Floyd. I mean, he kept fucking going. And the other guy that was with him was like, yo, you know, shut the fuck up, nigga. We talking about Manny Pacquiao, you know, Juan Manuel Marquez. But he kept doing what the fuck he was doing. This is shit a little over 4 years ago, people. So, Amir Khan, his antics. Is he letting his career pass him by? I'm going to go to my man Sess first, man. How you feel about this?
Oh, man, absolutely. Amir Khan has to be one of the dumbest boxers on the planet. I mean, this dude can literally fight anybody he wants to. He can challenge anybody he wants to because anybody will fight him. Anybody. Right. Any of the top welterweight, anybody will fight Amir Khan.
They all want a piece of that chinny chin, man.
Exactly.
All of them.
Exactly. Exactly, man. And man, he's really just letting his career pass him by. Like if you look at it, after he lost to Danny Garcia and he came back, if Khan would have just stayed on the road that he was on, just and I mean just challenging everybody, any and everybody, not worrying about Floyd Mayweather, not worrying about Manny Pacquiao, he probably would have got a shot at one of them eventually.
Hell yeah.
But because he's so fucking cautious with his career and he's so selective in who he fights, he won't fight anybody that poses a real threat to him.
Right.
You know, and it's caused them to miss really, really, really good potential fights with really good potential opponents, not named Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao.
Right.
And
right.
That's the one thing, and that's why I was never high on him. I was never high on him. I even forgave him after he got knocked out in the first round against Brady Prescott. You know, I was like, okay, you know, it happens. Yeah. And then after he came back, you know, he was still on his bullshit. He was still, you know, he had his little following, Khan's army, and they would come to the fights with that annoying fucking bullhorn. Oh,
that's the same shit that Ricky Hatton had whenever he was on top of shit.
He used to kill me. And then, so after that, man, when Danny Garcia knocked him out, I was the happiest. I mean, I literally lost my voice. Literally lost my voice, man. But you can say after the Danny Garcia loss, man, I mean, it's just been Mayweather, Pacquiao.
Yeah.
It's like, beat somebody. If you really want that opportunity, beat somebody, man. And he refuses to. He refuses to get in the ring with anybody that, like I said, will rightfully challenge him. I'm surprised he's actually calling for the Danny. Well, I think the only reason why he wants to fight Danny Garcia is because he got knocked out by him. That's probably the only reason why. Yeah, exactly. But had he beat Garcia, and Khan is known for this, had he beat Garcia, he would never have given him a rematch.
Oh, hell no. No.
Garcia could have made it to Khan. He could have beat everybody in his way, and Khan would never have given him a rematch.
Marcos Maidana has been asking for the fucking rematch ever since the controversial decision. He's not even looking at. He never looked in his direction.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And the one thing I can't stand about Amir Khan is, and this is a fact, Khan is huge in his own mind. In his mind, he is a megastar. And, you know, he talks so much about Floyd that he kind of acts like Floyd in a way, without the accolades and accomplishments. You take all of that away, and this dude really acts like Floyd. He prances around the Kell Brook fight as if he were Floyd Mayweather. You know, no, you gotta beat somebody. You know, you can't just fight. You know, man, it just kills me, man. Every time I see him on an interview, the only name that he has consistently been bringing up for the past probably 5 or 6 years, man, has been Floyd Mayweather. Right. And I don't know if he's a groupie, a stan, or if he's just delusional, man.
Floyd Mayweather didn't write him back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. Yep. I'm surprised, man, he ain't drove his damn car off the bridge. I mean, he's just crazy, man. And like I said, it's sad to see this because Khan could have had some great fights. I mean, when I think about some of the guys Khan could have fought, those would have been great fights. And it's not, and I don't want to shit on him and make it seem as if he's not talented. Amir Khan is pretty talented. He's got extremely fast hands, and you know he's somewhat. I'll say he has decent boxing skills. You know, I'm not real big on his skill, but he can get in the ring, man, and you know he can get in there with the best of them. It's just the fact that Khan does not want to. You know, why not fight Kell Brook? Why haven't you fought Kell? This fight should have been signed. This fight should have.
He, like you said earlier, he fucking asked. He told Kell Brook, "You gotta beat somebody." Right? Yeah. This was like 4 years ago. He said, in order for you to get in the ring with me, you need to beat somebody. Not only does this motherfucker not beat somebody, or not only did he beat somebody, he has the fucking IBF welterweight title. He got the title before you did. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? And you were in the division just as long as he was.
Yep. So that's why a lot of the stuff that he says is just crazy. Yeah. You know? Why would you not fight him, man? I mean, that would be a great fight. And it's a turf war. Yeah. You know, come on. It's just like, oh my God, man, put up some numbers at least. You know, your resume isn't too impressive. At least put up some fucking numbers. Yeah. You know? Yeah. I mean, that's really all I got to say about it, man. I'm gonna let Vince get him and, you know, go into detail more, man. Go ahead, Vince.
All right, Vince, man, my bad, bro. I forgot to properly introduce you. My man is all the way from San Antonio, Texas. You know what I'm saying? He's coming on here to give his assessment. Vince, Amir Khan is 29 years old, man. What do you got to say on the subject matter?
So, like, I hear everything y'all are saying, but I think what the problem is that not even the fights that he could have had, but he always talks about, like, you know, Floyd being money. He missed on so much money fights also.
Yeah.
And y'all ask, why doesn't he fight Kell Brook? I think because he knows he'll lose.
Yeah, I agree.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, he wants to fight Devin Alexander, Luis Palazzo. He wants to fight Algieri. Yeah, those are winnable fights. And the only reason that he wants to fight Floyd, he knows he can't beat Floyd, but he wants that lottery ticket. He wants the payday.
Absolutely.
And that's been his problem. He's chasing that money, and he's never going to get it. His time is passing by. I mean, you know, people say he's one of the top welterweights. I find that hard to believe because if you look at the top 10 welterweights, I don't think he can beat any of them. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm not trying to be, you know, I mean, well, I don't like the guy, but I mean, I'm being for real. Like, he can't beat Danny Garcia, can't beat Kell Brook, can't beat Bradley, can't beat none of these guys. And everyone talks about his hand speed. Mm-hmm. That's all he has. What else does he have? That hand speed's gotten him knocked out. Yep. Bad. You know, sometimes when I'm having a bad day, I put on the Danny Garcia, Amir Khan fight. It gets me in a good mood because it's so funny the way he just. I mean, it's nasty. You know, it was bad. But you know, you were talking about when he called out Kell Brook, so you need to fight somebody. He said that 3-4 years ago. That's after the Danny Garcia knockout. He could have revived himself and all the boxing fans would have said, this dude if he would have beaten Kell Brook at the time, we would have been like, we wouldn't even be talking right now. We would say, look, he got knocked out by Danny, but then he whooped up on Kell Brook, but it hasn't happened.
Right. And
that's my problem with him is he's always looking for that lottery ticket with Floyd, and he's never going to get it. And I think Floyd knows that, so he like he knows he has him whenever he wants him. Like, you know, Floyd could have fought him a long time ago, but he knows it bugs him, and I think Floyd gets more satisfaction out of that than anything else.
Well, Floyd is treating him like a little bitch.
Exactly.
I mean, that's
like
just real talk.
Yeah.
I like the meme that you posted a long time ago in your group, man. The shit is funny as fuck. It's still funny to this day. Where you had Floyd Mayweather and Andre Berto in the whip, and fucking Amir Khan was standing outside the whip, and they
were splashing the water on Amir Khan.
Exactly. That shit is 100% accurate. You know what I'm saying? And then what's fucked up is, if I'm not mistaken, Virgil Hunter is training Andre Berto, right?
Yep.
So that's what was fucked up, is that he took another fighter out of the same stable that Amir Khan was in and fought him instead of Amir Khan.
Yep. Floyd purposely shits on Amir Khan. I think he gets some type of enjoyment out of that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, he does. So
now we're talking. He's got a mandatory. Danny Garcia's got a mandatory against Amir Khan by June or whatnot. I'm almost guaranteeing he won't fight Danny Garcia.
Okay.
The bigger money fight, if he wants money, would be Kell Brook, but he can't beat either one of them.
But check this out, Vince. I just seen a story about Eddie Hearn offering Amir Khan $10 million to fight Kell Brook, and he still hasn't said that he wants to fight Kell Brook. So does that pretty much support your claim that he's afraid of Kell Brook?
I mean, exactly. I mean, what else could it be? I mean, who doesn't? Give me $10 million. Actually, give me $1 million. I'll go get knocked out by Kell Brook. Come on, you know?
Yeah, for real.
Hell yeah.
It's just the way boxing's leading is like, I don't know. We don't have the best fighting the best. You know, Danny Garcia fighting Robert Guerrero. Of course, it would have been a whole lot better to see him fight Amir Khan, but at this point, I want to see Danny fight like Saddam Ali or like Earl Spence, somebody where we can get some action. We can get we can find out who the real top dog is, because nobody's fighting. I mean, I don't know. What about Kell Brook, Danny Garcia? You know what I'm saying? Like, forget Amir Khan.
Well, about that, let me ask you this, Vince. You heard the interview that Angel Garcia gave to Fight Hype, right, in T Street Controversy, where he basically said that they are not looking to fight the elite anytime soon because they can maximize their revenue, or at least they can pull in a lot of revenue fighting guys that are levels below Danny Garcia instead of risking it all against an elite fighter right now. So with that said, do you believe that Angel will even let Danny Garcia fight a Kell Brook and definitely an Errol Spence, a guy who's not even considered amongst the elite, but he's fast, he's quickly rising to that occasion, and beating a guy like Danny Garcia would definitely catapult him there. Do you think he would even give him the opportunity like that?
I don't think so. I mean, he's scared to lose that O. You know what I'm saying? And they're going to pickpocket these fights. They're going to like pick and choose these fights of who they really, who can they gain more respect. You know, they're saying Angel Garcia was like, oh, we're going to fight the best. We're going to fight the best. You didn't just fight the best. Robert Guerrero couldn't even beat. His last fight was controversial. You know, I don't know. It's just crazy the way that this is going, and everyone's all about the PBC, all about it. I'd rather pay to see some good fights.
Okay. Nothing wrong with that. See, but this is my thing. This is my thing. A lot of people say Amir Khan his career is going down the drain, and that's actually the question on this segment. One of the questions. I issued the question, but I don't really feel that his career is completely going down the drain. And here's why. If you look at all the way back to 2008, right? 2008, Amir Khan was still a fucking nobody. I mean, he fought a bunch of C-level fighters and shit, and that was the year that he got knocked out in the first round by Bradis Prescott. He fought 5 times, right? 2009, he fought 3 times. He fought Marco Antonio Barrera. He fought Andre Kotelnik, Dimitri Salita. Those 3, Barrera was at the end of his career, but Andre Kotelnik and Dimitri Salita, those were up-and-coming European stars that were trying to get their break You know what I'm saying? By beating a guy like Amir Khan, that would have catapulted him into star status, right? That was only 3 times in 2009. 2010, he fought twice. That was Malignaggi and Maidana. 2011, he fought 3 times. That was Paul McCloskey, Zab Judah, and Lamont Peterson, right? 2012, he fought twice. 2013, once. 2014, twice. Last year, once. It's pretty much the same fucking pattern, right? He fought a lot when he wasn't nobody. Then as he got known after he beat he lost to Lamont Peterson, but beat Zab Judah, right? That's when he came downhill, because he's actually known as one of the elite in that division at the time was 140, right? So when he fought twice, then he fought once, and he fought twice, and he fought once. That's a pattern that all the guys who are considered A-level go through, okay? So I don't think that his career is completely going down the drain. But I do feel that he is doing too much waiting for fights that are not going to come to him. Floyd Mayweather is not going to fight you, dog. There's no reason for Floyd to fight a motherfucker like you, because you have already shown that you are not on his level by getting knocked out by Danny Garcia, Bradis Prescott, alright, having a fucking death match with Julio Diaz. You know what I'm saying? Getting rocked by Chris Algieri. And I've talked to a couple people on a lot of different social media sites that felt Chris Algieri won the fucking fight. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he did.
Don't you think that's because now he's fighting at 47 instead of at catch weights and at light welterweight?
And you're absolutely right, and that even further proves my point for why Floyd shouldn't even entertain this motherfucker, because he can't even bring the talent that he displayed at 140 up to 147 properly. So how are you gonna fight the kingpin at 147?
He's only fought 3 fights at 47, and people consider him the best, one of the best welterweights. That's what bugs me about it.
Right. And go ahead, sus.
No, I was gonna say, I think where he suffered greatly is his fan base. You know, I think a lot of fans have kind of died off of Amir Khan because of his inactivity and because of some of his antics in regards to Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao. I do remember, man, around the time he fought Lamont Peterson and Zab, even the Zab Judah fight, he had a really, really, really good following.
Right. Yeah.
You know, a lot of people were very high on him. Like I said, he had his own little Khan's Army bullshit going on, and a lot of people like this dude. Yeah. Now, and after those fights, and as we got, you know, as the years went on, I really believe there's been a steady decline of just, like I said, of just sheer fan base, you know?
I agree with you 100%. I don't think it's inactivity, because in 2013 he kept the fan base. He only fought once that year as well. I think it's his antics. I mean, he's going around saying that, all right, Kell Brook, you need to fight somebody before you get in the ring with me. This motherfucker wins the IBF title and it's still not good enough. He beats a guy that I personally think would slaughter Amir Khan with his pressure and fucking Sean Porter. But he wins that fight, gets the belt, it's still not good enough. Then I think fans see that and they're like, oh, you're fucking scared of this dude. He's been calling you out for so long. You told him to prove himself. Once he proves himself, you still don't want to give him a shot, all right?
Yeah.
Then he's over there saying that Floyd Mayweather's scared of him, all right? Like just recently at the fucking Danny Garcia fight, he's badgering Mayweather. Mayweather's looking like, I'm just trying to enjoy the fight. I'm chilling. This motherfucker's like staring at him and shit while Floyd Mayweather's looking at the ring. You know what I'm saying? I forgot, I think it was my man Bernard. Shout out to my man Bernard. He had the clip of Amir Khan just like looking at Floyd like this from behind him. Yeah, Floyd is just smiling, looking at the ring like he's enjoying himself, but he got a motherfucker scheming on him to the back left of him. You know what I'm saying? Like that
like
type of shit.
Like Floyd's ex-girlfriend that won't leave him alone. Like,
yeah, exactly. Like that type of shit right there. The fans are seeing that and they're like, dog, you are a fucking groupie, man. You're fucking desperate. I'm not riding with you. You feel me? That's what I think it is, honestly. You know
and then he says Floyd was cherry picking like when he fought Maidana, but yet he wouldn't give Maidana a rematch.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, could you imagine the feeling Khan would get from just sharing a ring with Floyd Mayweather. You know, I honestly, I don't even think I think he knows he can't beat Floyd in terms of boxing and skill and knowledge in the ring. I don't think Khan knows he can't beat Floyd. I think Amir Khan literally just wants to share the ring with Floyd Mayweather. I think it would further his own, you know, the thoughts that he has about himself in his head. You know, I shared the ring with Floyd Mayweather. That's how great I am. I was in the ring with Floyd. You know, he threw a punch at me, it hit me, and I had Mayweather's glove on my face.
Yeah.
Like I could literally see this dude thinking like that. You know,
like he has like Floyd ate like an In-N-Out burger. He saved the wrapper. Like, this is Floyd's wrapper.
Yeah, exactly.
Got that shit autographed and shit.
Yeah.
Hell yeah! So you basically saying he's really just an undercover fan.
I think so. I think he's a very, very, very big fan of Floyd, and he would just be honored, like I said, just to be in the same ring with him. I think he feels even more honored when he's you know, going back and forth verbally with Floyd. Right. You know, it's kind of like, wow, I can't believe I'm on this level to where I can actually challenge Floyd in person. Right. You know, and like I said, it just furthers his own self-importance. He thinks that he's so important, and he thinks that he's this big fighter that could just fight anybody, and it's not happening that way.
Right.
So who can he fight? It's been 8 months since he fought. Who can he fight to make everybody become a fan again? Who can he fight and win? And we'd be like, okay, he means business.
Kell Brook. That's my first one.
Even if he loses?
Even if he loses, if he makes it a good fight, I think people will still ride with him because you gotta understand the majority of people out there, they feel like he is absolutely afraid, and I'm one of them, absolutely afraid of Kell Brook. You're one of them. So if he actually made us look bad by saying, yeah, I'm fighting this motherfucker, you know, June 16th, right? And then he actually goes out there and puts up a great effort, I would personally be like, yo, that's what's up. I'll give him his props. You know what I'm saying? To be honest with you, at one point in Amir Khan's career, I didn't really like him as a person, but I respected his skill, and I actually respected his heart. There was a point in his career where I was like, this motherfucker's not ducking no one. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. There was a time where people...
How long ago was that?
Yeah, no, this is at 140. This is around, 2009, 2010. But when Bradley was supposed to fight him, and then Bradley said, no, I'm going to fight Manny Pacquiao, I actually supported Tim Bradley's decision. But the majority out there were like, yo, Tim Bradley's scared of Amir Khan. I guarantee you there would be, cut that motherfucking number in half, whatever number that was. If it was 1 million people that said Tim Bradley was afraid of Amir Khan back in fucking 2011 or whenever that fight was, then I guarantee you today, only 500,000. Cut that number in half. Will still say the same shit. And that's just, like I said, Amir Khan's answer. He's losing the fan base. You see what I'm saying? But at one point, people were riding with Amir Khan. They thought he was one of the best fighters in the world, and they actually thought people were ducking him. Absolutely. So
I think at this point in time, man, he could honestly, if he to answer your question, Vince, any of the top welterweight, if he fights any, I go so far as to say if he fights any of the top welterweights and loses, but he makes it a tough, really good fight, I think people will ride with him because the welterweight division is so fucking stacked.
Absolutely.
You know, it's just a matter of Khan getting in the ring with a guy who with a fighter that has a good name, just like he has.
But see, I think that's the whole problem is he's not going to.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's the problem.
I mean, yeah, you're right. That's possible. That's a possible problem. Right now he's voicing that he really wants the Danny Garcia fight. Yeah. And a few months ago, when he was in negotiations with Top Rank and Manny Pacquiao, he still always said within those negotiations, I want Danny Garcia if this shit doesn't pan out. And another thing, you got to remember, he is a PBC fighter, and Al Heyman is putting on those fights. You know, the best against the best within his PBC stable. So I mean, we in March 16th, I believe it is, or March 12th.
Kind of.
Yeah, well, yeah, March 16th, March 12th, we've got Thurman Porter. We had Porter, Adrian Broner. I mean, yeah, he's putting some of them together. And with Amir Khan and Danny Garcia being in the stable, and with the WBC making that fight a mandatory fight, right? They've actually just recently signed off and said that he has until a certain date.
June.
Yeah, June. Exactly. Thanks, guys. June. To basically get in negotiations and make that fight happen, or he's getting stripped with that type of pressure. I think the only way that this fight doesn't get made is if Danny Garcia pays Amir Khan some step-aside money and he fights someone better. Or the WBC allows the step-aside money to get paid, and they say, okay, well, since you paid that step-aside money, we'll let you fight Rod Salka. I'm just saying, people. Someone of the same caliber. Yeah. But realistically, he'd have to fight someone just as good or better to be able to get the WBC to turn the blind eye on not fighting Amir Khan by June. So that's what I'm saying about that. But the whole thing about Amir Khan being one of the best in the division, I mean, if we do a Super 6 tournament right now, how do we keep Amir Khan out of that Super 6 tournament? We got Thurman, Porter, Bradley, right? Garcia, that's 4. Who are the other 2? Brook, 5. Who's the 6th one? Errol Spence ain't ready. Not yet. You know what I'm saying? His for a Super 6 tournament, he's not ready. His accolades don't supersede the rest of the people in the division. Now, when we look at the Super 6 and the Super Middleweight division, because I know motherfuckers gonna be like, well, Andre Ward made it, and Andre Durrell. You gotta understand that 168-pound division was fucking, it was small. It was narrow, right?
Did you forget Bradley?
I said Bradley, yeah. He was one of the 5.
Pacquiao?
Okay, Pacquiao is getting ready to retire. So we're talking about a Super 6 tournament at the end of this year of active fighters. You got to throw Khan in there. You can't put, You can't put Sammy Vasquez, Errol Spence, Saddam Ali. You can't put any of them. They don't have the accolades. Like the division isn't as narrow as the super middleweight division was at the time of that that tournament. They even brought up fucking what's his name, Jermaine Taylor. He had only fought like 1 fight at super middleweight, and they put him in the fucking Super 6 tournament because they didn't have anybody else. So with the division the way it is now, with people who have accolades, right? Like Amir Khan, he does have accolades. You got to add him in there. There's nobody else to put in his place. So that's what I'm saying. That's why I feel he's at least top 10, if not the top 6 welterweight, at least welterweights in the world. He has to be. Unfortunately. Y'all have anything else to say on the matter?
I think he's trash.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Hey, all opinions are welcome, man. We welcome that, no doubt.
Already.
All right, fam. We're gonna go ahead and conclude this. YouTube, do what you do in the comment section. We'll be real. This is real talk for real fans. 1.